My name is Rhapsody. Welcome back to Slay the Spire, the Heartbreaker Chronicles. Time to go in with the Defect, who is still on Ascension 15. Alright. Let's crack those knuckles. Because, you know, it's an incredibly physically taxing, rather, game this. Upgrade a card, obtain 3 potions, obtain 2 random colors cards. If that wasn't obtain a curse, I would be going for that. But instead, I'm going to upgrade a card, just get our zap up. Ooh. Okay, there's a line where I can get the Emerald Elite this floor. With a rest directly after, shop as well. I can decide to diverge at that point so I can go for 2 more elites or just 1 more if I stick on the left. Or I can, in fact, dodge all of them if I decide, depending on how my HP is doing. This other line has another midline rest as well as a later shop, so that could be a little interesting as well, but I don't want to have to fight the powered up elite next floor. I'd rather fight them this floor. Okay. Whew. Alright. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Have I actually got lethal? Hang on. 16, 3, 19, 19. Yeah, we do. Strike extends a lot more than I give it credit for. Rebound versus Beam Cell versus Reprogram. I'm going to pass. Transform a card. I'd like to transform and defend, but I think if I do that and I get something ultra defensive, I'm going to have a lot of difficulty with my first elite. So I transformed to defend and got a buffer. It's totally fine. Particularly good against all elites this floor, save the Sentinel. Dual cast there. Just getting all ready and prepared for our next dual cast. Streamline versus Compile Driver versus Sweeping Beam. I actually do like Sweeping Beam. Provides a little bit of the AoE the deck by base is going to lack. Okay. I'm okay with using buffer just to defend myself against 8 damage here. All works out in the end. Strength potion as well as Rip Tear, definitely. As much as I want hologram and charge battery, Rip and Tear is going to provide us some of the offense that we really need to push through some of these early elites. Buffer saves me 13 here. Yeah, this could be going better. Alright. We'll be taking 3 damage overall in this combat. That's not that bad. All things considered, not that bad. Double Energy versus Beam Cell versus Compile Driver. Now that we have a Rip and Tear rather, Beam Cell is a little more powerful for us. So it's a little bit of a higher consideration. There's no reason for me to consider Double Energy yet. Compile Driver, neither. So it's just whether or not I take Beam Cell. I'm going to take a single copy of it. I'll Sweeping Beam first, just in case we draw the Beam Cell. So the enemy's got 3 regen. As long as we don't leave them alive for a bunch of turns, that's going to be kind of negligible. I don't want to power up the enemy by using a dual cast here, because I'm not certain I'm going to be killing the enemy in the next 3 turns. Thank you, Buffer, for turning up literally exactly when I need you. And that'll do it. That was a really... Oh, nice. Bag preparation at the start of combat. Draw 2 additional opening cards. And Emerald Key versus Cool-Headed Consumed Tempest. We don't cycle our orbs super quickly, so Consume's probably not a great idea until I have something to set up and work with it. I'm going to be hard passing here. Alright. Get another upgrade out. I want the Beam Cell, Rip and Tear, Buffer, and Dual Cast and Sweeping Beam. I want all of them. I'm going to upgrade the Buffer first because since we just bought the Gremlin Knob, this next elite is either going to be the Lagavulin or it's going to be the Sentinels. And if it's the Lagavulin, Buffer is ridiculous. This is really difficult. Not only do we have Hand of Greed and Discovery, by the way, in the character who has access to Sunder, Meteor Storm, Echo Form, Electrodynamics, and a bunch of other really, really high rolls. Hand of Greed this early in the game is really, really good for just stacking that cash. But I think I might actually just go with the Sling of Courage. Start each elite combat with 2 strength. It's going to help us push through. Electrodynamics is also something that I'm looking at here and going, ooh, I mean, super powerful. I'm going to take the Sling of Courage. I think there were a lot of good decisions there. I think because I've taken the Sling of Courage, I'm now going to be going for these 2 extra elites. Juzu Bracelet in the early game is ridiculous. Normal enemy encounters are no longer encountered in question mark spaces. So you can much more reliably hit events. Great. Whilst this floor is Hexaghost, so I'm okay letting my HP dwindle a little bit. All for One versus Self-Repair versus Sunder. We're definitely going to be taking something here. I want to take the All for One right now. And that's because this deck kind of lacks an archetype right now. But it's incentivized to get a bunch of small attacks because of the Sling of Courage. It's incentivized to pick up a lot of zero-cost attacks because Bag Preparation means our opening hand is going to be larger, so we won't be able to expend all of those cards unless they have a lower energy expenditure. And also, that opening hand having more cards gives us more of an opportunity to draw zero-cost cards early. And I've already got Zap and Beam Cell in the deck. I'll upgrade a Dual Cast. I'm more than happy to put every copy of Claw in afterwards. Yeah, we'll take All for One. And an Energy Potion doesn't really beat anything there. Damn. We'll be using the Explosive Potion here immediately, but still ain't great. So there's our Zap. Bringing it back. Oh, double hit the frontliner and then Buffer saves me. Damn! So we'll still be taking 10 damage here. Thankfully, our next hand definitely has the Sweeping Beam. It's not the target I wanted to get hit. Was there a better way to do that? There is, to the tune of 1 damage. That would have been striking the backliner before I did anything. But I don't think that would have saved me this hit. Smiling Mask, the merchant's card removal service now always costs 50 gold. That's really good because question mark spaces are more likely to be shops now, which is going to give me the opportunity to remove things. Oh, the next combat can't be a Sentinel is the thing, so I'm actually considering this. Yeah. Double defend, nice. That's going to make us much, much more capable of dealing with the final enemy. No, you forgot their name. It's a ghost. Great. We're going to be blocking like straight up 40 damage with this buffer. It doesn't matter if I play a defend there or not. We still just lose a single charge of buffer from that attack. Cool. That's pretty much exactly how I expected that to go, by the way. That's why I took the damage before the fight. Preserved Insect. Enemies in elite combats have 25% less HP. Between that and the Sling of Courage, I am now an elite hunting machine. Also, it's worth noting that Rip and Tear also is really contributing towards that. Buffer is going to be great for elite hunting this floor and possibly on the final floor. Dependent, but it's not going to be great on the next floor. So I'm going to need to start considering how do I get AoE, how do I get scaling defense, especially so that I can overwhelm the Book of Stabbing. Ball of Lightning is really good, but I think I might need the second Sweeping Beam for more AoE. I know I turned down an electrodynamics earlier, but like Sling of Courage, Preserved Insect, it's sure I turned it down, but it's working out. Gonna trigger all of those effects this turn. It's fine, I'll take no damage in response. There's a single 0 cost in there, unfortunately. It's the only way I could guarantee that I wouldn't take any damage. Or at least the only way I could foresee that I could guarantee that. We have so few orbs in the deck, I don't know if I can justify picking up Defragment. I'm actually considering upgrading the final Defend here as well. I can't heal in the next space before the Hexaghost, because if I heal, the Hexaghost just does more damage on turn 2. If I can entirely block their attack on turn 2, I can just have a buffer to help defend me while I go ridiculously aggressive for the rest of that combat. I really want the Beam Cell upgrade. So the Beam Cell upgrade would tend to imply what? That I want to take any of these in particular? No, it doesn't imply anything. Alright, I'm picking up the Strength Potion because I am worried about the next combat. Specifically because I'm not going to be resting. Yikes. We'll be in this fight long enough that leaving a lightning orb up is probably a better idea for us. So we have no other defensive cards in our deck. So I don't want to play the buffer this turn because Defend is going to defend me against 8 of the incoming 12. But then the buffer would defend me against the rest. And the rest is so minuscule. Buffer can defend us against much more than that. And we should let it. Getting All for One literally as our first card there, and absolutely no defense in that hand, despite the fact that I knew I was going to have no defense in that hand. Yeah, not great. All right. Draw buffer or defend or rip. Buffer. I know this is gonna get real close, but it's the close ones that feel the best. So we win that fight. Machine Learning is really good, so is Seek. For this deck in particular, because we're going to be adding a bunch of zero-cost cards to it, so drawing extra cards is a good idea. Seek is a great way for me to effectively just pull whatever I need at the time that I need it. I think because we have so little defense and haven't been offered much outside of Cool-Headed in particular, that we should probably consider Seek so that we can pull the right defensive card at the right time. See, I do want extra energy because when I put the defensive cards in this deck, they are going to have an associated cost. I would have considered Black Star had it showed up. The only one here that's not a consideration is Empty Cage. Ori is also a high consideration just for the fact that I could get a bunch of zero-cost cards and make this an all-for-one deck, in which case the energy cost of the amount of energy that I generate per turn is a little less important. Yeah. I can't not be able to Smith from now on out. Boot Sequence, yeah, defense on the first turn. There's also a Go for the Eyes in there, which is really nice. Leap is just a solid defensive card. Chill, I'm definitely going to be taking there. That one's Leap. That one's Auto Shields. Cool. We'll take the auto shields. We'll take that leap. That now means I don't have to take this leap, which I don't necessarily rather want to do. And because we took the leap, the chill, and the auto shields, I'm now feeling more confident in taking a go for the eyes. The ability to apply weakness is really, 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 really good. Especially when paired with other defensive cards. I can't take another leap right now, though. Okay, so here's the thing. If we don't just go hardcore elite hunting this floor, we squander all of the benefit that we have from Sling of Courage, from Preserved Insect. And in doing so, I believe we will not accrue enough value to help this run get over the top by the end. For that reason, I am going to be fighting more elites than possibly would be advisable. I'm well aware of that. I am going to be taking a lot of risks here. I've already taken a lot of risks this run. But high risk, high reward is effectively the name of the game right now. Cool. Pharaoh in a bottle, that's really good. A leap that's already upgraded though. That's hard to turn down. That's probably our final defensive card for a while though. Unfortunately, the second sweeping beam still doesn't put anyone on the ground. Unless Rip Tear hits the same target 2 times, it puts no one on the ground. This is a particularly poor combat for us, right up until we get an all-for-one bringing back a bunch of zero-cost cards. But gosh, we need those zero-cost cards first. That was incorrect. What I should have done is go for the eyes on one of the birds that was doing a 1x6, because then they would be 0x6, and then 3 strikes on the bird. Okay. Take beam cell. Let's kill you. Knock another one onto the ground. I know that next hand I have chill. Just gonna make my life a lot easier here. Whew. Boot sequence versus multicast versus Glacier. Boot sequence might be the correct thing, just because All For One can bring it back on the first shuffle, as long as All For One's not in my opening hand. All For One can bring it back on the first shuffle. So if I'm not being attacked on the first turn, I can just leave it in there and then burst defense on the turn where I use All For One, which is good, because I don't have that many defensive cards that I can play alongside All For One. I've got Leap and Auto Shields, because I haven't got 4 energy. It's really unfortunate for us. So, really? All right, this is going to be bad. I had to use the extra defense that turn just so that the frontliner wouldn't pop a buffer and then the backliner pops another. Yikes. We're entangled this turn. Thankfully, that's a really defensive hand for us. Oof. Okay. That could have gone very slightly worse than that. Not by much, but very slightly worse. We cannot fight the fight here, unfortunately. So our next elite is going to be a capital P problem. That wasn't the target I was aiming for. Oh, that's really annoying. 12. Oh, it only brings back beam cell at the moment. All for one. Damn it. Zero cost. Zero cost. Also, I do need to upgrade my... Yeah, I can't actually do anything to you this turn. I play leap and it still... takes away a charge of buffer, by the way. 21, yikes. If I could play auto shields now, I would, but by popping that frost orb, I shouldn't have played the zap that early. That was my mistake there. Well, that leap comes in clutch. Helps me keep that buffer around for a moment longer. And not more than a moment longer. Oh, that plated armor is real rough. I can bring back a go for the eyes. What is happening? All of my zeros always come after my all for ones. I actually can't even play leap to defend myself this turn either. Leap defend is 9, and then I still take one hit. Oh, that's so lame. All right, there goes my buffer. Well, at the very least, we've got the Fairy in a bottle to resurrect us. I was hoping that that resurrection would happen next combat, but... might happen... Oh, god damn it, All for One! What is wrong with you? Yes, we need more zero-cost cards in the deck, but also, All for One could just not be a dick for like 12 seconds? That's the kind of fight I was looking for. And yes, you'll get smacked if... What's... hang on. Yeah, just buff a deal cost. Just a better idea. Chill at the end too. Hey! Got some use out of Claw there. Molten Egg. Whenever you add an attack card to your deck, upgrade it. We are... Go for the eyes. Thank you. I have to rest here. And I am obliged to go for the next lead as well. I'd rather take 2 damage this turn and get the extra 12 in there. Got 1 zero cost in my deck. Da 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 da. Just all of my 1 costs. Yeah, sorry, 0 costs. There's no 2 ways around this. I have to leap dual cast. I am extremely grateful that Buffer has elected to turn up on this turn. Got him. Ice Cream. Energy is now conserved between turns. Quite good. Not certain it'll be useful at all, but quite good. Steam Barrier. Steam Barrier. Now, Streamline, I would have to play 2 times before I can actually take it back with the Orth one. How many times am I shuffling overall per battle, would you expect? That's why Streamline's not necessarily going to be useful just because of the Orth one synergy. Steam Barrier is another defensive card, but the thing is, our defense is fine-ish. It's our offense that doesn't let us overwhelm the enemy fast enough. That's the problem. It may just be machine learning here. Sapphire Key. Over the Bronze Scales. Bronze Scales is really good in the final combat. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you! Yes! We need all of those apparitions upgraded. Oh, of course we're going for another elite. You didn't think we were gonna stop, did you? The party don't stop till I walk in. That's the song lyric, right? Party don't stop till I walk in. And then the party stops. Because I'm not good at parties. Okay, we're gonna need the defense this turn, unfortunately, so I'm pulling Apparition out there. I probably should have thrown one of those on a different target just to weaken for the next turn. Yeah, that would have been a better idea. There's no need to risk taking damage that turn. Sweeping Beams turning up very late here. Like it, love it. And Beam Cell Rip Tear for the kill. Pantograph as well as an upgraded claw. Thank you. Things are starting to turn. The worm is turned. I'm not going to play that strike. I'm saving the energy for the next turn. Needn't have worried. Well, I'm still saving it for the turn after now. Apparition's already, like, huge here. So we got the frontliner down. Excellent. Auto shields go for the eyes. All one, bring him back. It's a lot of damage. I'm just admitting I'll take this turn. I shouldn't have done that. I was thinking I'll throw both of these and look for a really good defensive card. I would have gotten dual cast, which would have been lethal. Damn. But I could have low rolled as well, which was the concern that I had. Sweeping Beam versus Rip and Tear. Who's our boss? It's probably a Sweeping Beam. That's another go for the eyes. Definitely need to card remove a strike. I kind of want to take the extra go for the eyes, but I'm also thinking about this strength potion to help me power through the next combat. Strength potion. And a happy flower. Every 3 turns gain an energy as well as another go for the eyes. There's a lot of cards in my deck I need to upgrade, but I can't get by on just 2 HP. Or just 27, by the way. Right. Ah! Sorry. That was obviously misordered. Okay. Let's claw off some cards back. Really? Well, both of our apparitions stand up in that hand. By the time they were both in our hand, we only had the ability to cast one of them. If I use buffer for both of the charges here, I definitely die to Hyper Beam, but then get resurrected by Fairy in a Bottle. Save my extra energy. There's the 58 that's going to kill us. Wait a second. 20, 28. 28, I take 30. I actually stay alive if I do that. Back, keep him weak. Alright. Still not dead. Let's go for those eyes, those pearlies. Alright. That was a pretty rough fight for us. Second awful one. Oh! Frozen Core! Replaces Cracked Core if you end your turn with any empty orb slots, channel 1 Frost. We need that. It will help us with our early defense. We can tamp back on adding things like Ball Lightning and such. But also, we can now consider adding cards. Do we? Or do we want Nuclear Battery? Just for the extra energy early. No, we want Nuclear Battery for the extra energy early because Ice Cream means even if we evoke it and don't want the energy it gives us, we just conserve it for later turns. There is an elite free path here. I am entirely considering it. I know. I know what I said. I know. You don't have to remind me what I said earlier. I know what I said earlier. I'm considering it. Okay. Could have gone better, could have gone worse. I'm going to seek for an apparition so that I can play out all of my attacks without taking a ridiculous amount back as well. Ah, dual cost. Nice. Another go for the eyes. Probably too many go for the eyes now. Yeah, that would be my third. That's too much. Cold Snap? Yeah. I like Cold Snap, don't get me wrong, but I'm trying to find the identity of this deck with a Cold Snap, and I'm not seeing it. If we just don't Cold Snap, instead, we just get an orb. No, we don't, because we took the nuclear battery instead. Okay. Cold Snap has much more of a position right now, but I'm still not going to be taking it. Upgrade all cards, you can no longer heal. It's got to be obtain the rare relic here. Also, that extra energy from Happy Flower is never going to go amiss. It's always going to be helpful. Playing the Apparition that turn does nothing, by the way, just in case that's what you were wondering. Oh, right, they split it at a higher HP value here. Okay. We're still probably going to be fine, but yeah, it's something I definitely should have considered a little more there. Okay. Got him. Slight misordering there as well. Duvudol. For each curse you know deck, start each combat with 1 strength. I have 1 curse, obviously, Ascender's Bane. Scrape is good. Ish. It's good. TN. Do I still take it, though? Yeah. I want all of the cards here, but 10 HP is just way too much of our HP. It's Master of Strategy or Panache here. It's Panache. Yeah. Provides AoE to the deck that was kind of already lacking it in a little bit. We play a lot of attacks, so Pen Nib is actually surprisingly powerful here. Pen Nib plus a removal of a strike, I'm thinking. Frozen Eye! When viewing your draw pile, the cards are now shown in order. I can just... Yeah. I'm gonna Frozen Eye. Now I know what my scrape is gonna get. I know when I'm gonna get my awful one. I know all of those things. I am the lord of all of that information. Unlimited power! Upgrade the Panache so it's more effective and potent against... Yes, because I am gonna train myself on the line with a bunch of elites. What? Of course I am. I gotta. P-A-R-T. Why? Because I got her. Alright, that's our next hand. Scrape will draw, go for the eyes, through to buffer. That's a problem. Because it drops the buffer, and buffer is really important in this combat. Alright, that's going to be a really bad scrape, unfortunately. Please no 45. Yeah, there's the 45. All right. Luckily, we've got the Apparition. See, even if I Sweeping Beam, I'm still going to discard the buffer. Actually, no. I still scrape here. The reason is, it puts me really close to my next All for One. Okay. Look at me actually using the All for One as the card is intended to be used. I know, I'm surprised too. God, it's a relic. Oh God. I can't say anything without immediately shooting myself in the foot for it. Cool. Elite number 1 down. Frozen Egg. Whenever a power card is added to your deck, upgrade it. It's another Go for the Eyes is too much. We have too many Go for the Eyes. So, like, if we don't have that much energy, and we don't, it's difficult to play out our entire hand before we play an awful one. And if you don't play out your entire hand, you can only pull back as many 0 costs as you can fit in your hand. So if I get a bunch of go for the Eyes, I'm missing out on my claws, which are actually my scaling damage. I want Seek upgraded, and I want both of these apparitions upgraded, but I want them upgraded more. This is something I was worried about. Thankfully, we've got Panache already, which is really handy. Like, part of the reason I wanted Panache is so that I would be able to better take care of the Raptomancer. I forgot that I was triggering Panache that turn as well. I know. Yeah, sure, I'll scrape him. Okay. I have no clue how this gets through the heart, by the way. We'll Sweeping Beam before we do anything, because then we can Awful One for more. Data Disc. Start each combat with +1 focus, as well as Loop, Compile Driver, Steam Barrier. Steam Barrier is defense that I can pull back with an Awful One, but the thing is, the more times I play it, the less useful it gets. Maybe I play Apparitions to defend myself on the first shuffle, and then the second shuffle I'm defending myself with Steam Barrier. If it was pre-upgraded, I think I would take it, but it's not. That Loop is actually a little appealing as well. Try and get the ice cream. No, try and get the plasma to the front of the... No, that's not a thing. That's not a thing we can plan around. More bank. Whenever you climb a floor, gain 12 gold. Yeah. Ooh, look at me. Yeah, 12 gold. Woo. Good sequence. Go for the eyes. Go for the eyes. Great. Zap. I'm gonna seek for... Should have done that first and got the beam cell, by the way. Yeah. All right. Well, we've taken 1 damage so far. It seems like going for all of the elites this floor might have been the correct choice. Toxic Egg, whenever you add a skill card to your deck, upgrade it. None of those are skills, nor are they things I want to put on top of my deck. Not particularly, at least. I want my next Awful One to be able to bring back Boot Sequence. Oh, look! My next Awful One's up. Wonder if I can use it to bring back Boot Sequence. That'd be really nice. I can, but I'm already defended as long as I play the Apparition that was about to burn that hand anyway, so... yeah. 5 and 7. Not enough to guarantee the backliner would die unless they got hit by the lightning now. Okay. Scrape here is nice. All right. Finally, we get the panache up. Scrape actually makes us skip over an awful one here. Thankfully, it's not necessary to even worry about that. Cool. Double energy is a lot more powerful when you have ice cream. You just get to float extra energy until you no longer need it. I literally cannot spend my money past this point unless it's on the final floor. Oh. Time Eater. The entire identity of this deck is the fact that it has all of those zero cost cards. So there's not an incredible amount that I can do to pivot away from the Time Eater. But just make sure that I set up turns where I can all for one correctly. All right, Relic. I do want to weaken my enemies on turn 1, but like that doesn't matter in the... It doesn't matter in the Spire Shield and other Spire Spear combat because they have artifacting. It doesn't matter in the Heart combat because they don't attack on turn 1. It might matter in the next 2 combats and in the Time Eater combat. But having the extra money for a purchase so that I can try and better prepare myself for the absolute final combat because there is a shop next floor, that's probably worth more. We just got constricted, so 35. We have to remember, it's 35 damage this turn. If I'd played one more card there, I would have dealt 14 damage AoE. Okay. Got invulnerability again for this turn. Oh, hell yeah. All right, so it's Scrape, Seek, double energy, zap, go for the eyes, and then just combo off until the enemy is dead. Cool. Second double energy is probably overkill. How overkill do I want to be? I don't have enough draw to actually, like, constantly use all of my extra energy, so I figured that maybe the second double energy, probably not great for us. Fear Potion. I'm worried that I'm going to need the regen potion in the final combat. That's why I haven't dropped it so far. So I'm thinking I probably will need access to more of an HP pool than I currently have access to. Scrape gets us a claw and to go for the eyes, but it drops an all for one, which is a problem. I can't drop an all for one. Especially when I can do things like this. Upgraded Seek. Oh. Upgraded Seek is really good. Like, it's... So, Upgraded Seek, for us, I believe, is going to be better at helping us combat things early. Hologram would be better at helping us combat things late by allowing us to pull back an all for one that we've already played. Have to recall there, obviously. I'd like to play Rip and Tear right now. What are my next 5 cards? Zap, Panache, all for one. Ugh. What's my next hand likely to be? Not likely, sorry. What am I likely to play next hand? Definitely Panache. The amount of damage it's going to get out over the combat is ridiculous. So I'm thinking it's probably Panache, Sweeping Beam, Beam Cell, All for One, Beam Cell, go for the eyes. That's the total 6, by the way. Damn it. Enemies attacking this turn. Okay. I have to pass up that awful one. Since I'm passing up that awful one, what I should have done is use Seek first to pull out like the auto shields or something like that. No, I can't pass up the auto one. I've put myself in this position. Now I have to use it. I wanted the extra go for the eyes, but more than that, I want the extra damage right now. Double our energy. Next card's Ascender's Bane. Don't actually want to draw that yet then. There's our go for the eyes. So I can Seek now to pick up Buffer. Actually seems like a really good idea. I should be able to play 4 more cards this turn. Nope. Not when the next card's Ascender's Bane, which I literally knew that it was going to be. It literally has to be Leap Claw here. If I don't use the claws, I'm not going to increment my damage. I'm just going to lose. Didn't need to play the auto shields there. Okay, so I take 12. So at the end of my turn, I heal by 4. I go up to 26. I take 12. I take 12. I die. I come back with 3 HP. That actually doesn't change anything. Enemy's going to be purging next turn. Oh, now it does change something. I don't die this turn. That's really good. Putting that Seek in my discard pile now means that I can use All for One to grab it back. I still have to play a couple more cards this turn. I couldn't have done enough damage that turn with the All for One still in the deck. So I can do 12 cards this turn, including getting Seek back from my discard pile. I can get the Apparition. Seek now pulls out 1 Apparition, 1 Claw. We'll use an Apparition. Claw, Claw. We need to increment those claws. That is literally the most important thing that I can currently do. Claw, Claw. Then I want the enemy to be weakened for next turn. No, but I have access to the Apparition next turn. So I actually just want damage. Do I want to save 3 HP, or do I want to deal, what, 9 more damage? I want to save 3 HP. All right. Got the apparition there, and that's staple. Cool. All right, let's see what we can do against this heart now. Wow. 1560. Not a bad score. All right, Ascension 15. It's always going to happen like that. All right. Entering the boss room is just going to give me 7 more HP. So now I have to consider another upgrade. I want the apparition personally. I don't think there's any two ways around that. I need to be super choosy with when I play them. You saw in that fight, I kept like 2 of my apparitions to the very dead end. It was really important that I did that. Trip applies vulnerability, but we already have that. Reinforced body is a way to get a lot of defense with energy. But the thing is, it means that I'm never going to float the extra energy that I've been floating recently, and that extra energy float has been so good for us. Like, we don't have an energy relic. We don't at all. So that extra energy float is the only reason that I'm still capable of using energy. Shuffle 5 random skills into your draw bar. They cost 0 this combat. Is that the thing I have to take? No, it's going to jam up my ability to use my claws. If I cannot increment my claws, I cannot win. That's just the case. In fact, if I cannot increment my claws, I can't win. This is a very expensive claw. I'll take a draw 3. I'm going to leave that apparition in the deck. I'm okay with taking a little bit of damage in this combat. Remember, we are going to be healing by 25 when we go into the next. Cool. That's a lot of defense to be gaining this turn, my friends. Seek and double energy both come up with this scrapes. That's really good. Right. And things are starting to look up in this combat in particular. And that'll get it done. Beautiful. And we get to keep our Pharaoh in a bottle. Sure. Art of War is useless for us. FTL is unfortunate because it's really good in a deck that doesn't have a bunch of zero-cost cards. That Steam Barrier is looking more and more attractive. Taking it. Because FTL, you pull it back after you play, like, because you want to play cards out of your hand before you play All for One so that you can fill your hand with all of the zero costs in your discard pile. So FTL steps on its own toes in that build. I'm going to immediately seek for double energy. $45 damage incoming. Not that much I can do about it, actually. Buffer will literally only save me 2 HP right now. If Buffer only saves me 2 HP in this combat, that's going to kill me. Alright. Next card's Void, we lose. Well, not yet. We fairy in a bottle, but, you know. It's just not looking good. I can play the defend first. It doesn't matter. We are definitely going to be taking lethal damage to the enemy this turn. So I'm just actually not going to play it because I don't want to expend the energy on it. I'm going to play both of the apparitions there just to defend me for the next turn. I can pull back a steam barrier with that all for one. It's not enough. We're dead. Yup. Oh, boot sequence though. See, the problem is if I don't play any more cards this turn, I still just lose. Just next turn. Can't weaken the enemy. They're only doing 1 by 15 because I'm intangible. If I, threw out Beam Cell, weaken, I would get through their artifacting, sure, but then they would still be doing 1 by 15, not 0 by 15. There are defensive cards in my deck, but the next attack is the big hit, and that's gonna kill us. All right. It has started to occasionally frustrate me how many builds are totally viable for absolutely everything except the heart. That happens sometimes. I'm worried that if I start drafting with the heart in mind all of the time, I'm going to have a lot more runs that die far before the heart because they can't deal with the things there, right? They're overly defensive, or they're just not broken enough, frankly. That was rough. For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we will see you next time.